Okay, let's start the show. So, this is just gonna be like a barely below surface level commentary on the low eco route. Just gonna have some tips in there, but I'm not like gonna... It's not a trick by trick tutorial necessarily. I'm gonna be doing the route that I currently do in runs, which is basically the hardest possible route you can do. You can replace some of the power cells with ones you can buy. Just get a ton of extra orbs for starters, and then you can learn the tricks as you go if that's what you wish to do. There's a few cells and a few tricks that you have to do in order to just complete the run. We'll get into those later on. I'm gonna be doing this in real time. I'm streaming on Twitch as we speak. So there's gonna be no editing. So, you know, things can go wrong. I can fail tricks. I can go the wrong way. Whatever. I'll just be clear if that happens. And, yeah. Please ask anything and everything that you have questions about in the run. So first things first, you start with a regular 0% geyser file. The splits don't really make a difference here. I just have them up for the sake of the layout. You can do the cell cutscene skip here, but you miss out on 3 orbs. Probably don't want to do that anyway. Since this is low eco, in case you don't know, the only eco we actually get is in final boss. So you're gonna be doing a lot of ground pounding and uppercutting scout flies. You get those ones as such. For the most part, you should be able to just follow what I'm doing. Orbs are important, since especially since you can't open vents. So here's pretty much the first trick of the run. Awesome, my stick just got stuck. You want to high jump and spin up here, jump here, hold neutral, uppercut. I like to align Jak's right ear with the left side of this crack, and then just do a double jump like so. There's a billion ways to do that. You can double jump spin, you can double jump ground pound even. There's a lot of ways to go about that. Hi Ibs. Here I like to do a boosted into a ground pound. Again, a lot of ways to do that. You don't need those orbs by the water. They're kind of awkward without blue eco anyways. And yeah, that's Geyser right there. Regular ending. I'm just gonna be skipping all of my splits, just so I don't get like false segment times for like my worst segments list, because that's really important. It's not. This commentated run was sponsored by orange juice. That's not orange juice, that's apple juice, Jesus.
Itching to get on with our adventures.
Fine. Adventure away then. And while you're out,
So, almost at the very beginning of the run, you're gonna have blue eco door clip in FJ, Forbidden Jungle. That is one of the tricks that I just don't recommend anyone doing up until like below 115. Maybe even like you can beat my current time without doing that trick. The one you see on the splits. We'll get to that in a bit. So you get the first scout fly in this hut, and then you just go straight to cows. After the first 2 cows, you go up here, and And then, again, orbs. Get this one. Here you can kind of just do the movement that works for you to get to this cow. I don't know what that was. I don't do double cows, because usually that ends up being a complete mess. So just get cows out of the way, and then make your way towards Forbidden Jungle. You want 4 of these orbs. I got 3. That's kind of sad. Then for FJ, you want to like get some good spacing going on here. Works out pretty well as such. And then 3 roll jumps. If you get a good cycle here, that works. You just punch this. You don't have to be all that careful with that blue eco beam. For some reason, you can basically punch through it and still not get eco. You can kill this guy, you can not, whatever. And then we connect the mirror. Hold left, punch down. And then with a single square tap, you can get all of those if you're not bad. You can also get all these way faster than I just did. That's basically what you're meant to do there. Then you get this cell, and then you die to the shark. And now after the next mirror, also dive here. It's faster. After the next mirror is the blue eco door clip that I was talking about. You just go directly to this. Connect this as usual. So this trick you can replace with blue rings in Precursor Basin, because this is arguably the hardest trick to learn in the run. Oh, but I'm gonna do it because, like I said, this is gonna be for the route that I actually do in runs. So you clip outside, go in the water, you want to swim through this rock and not too far out. You actually fall in the void. Double jump. Oh, awesome. I am just not doing what I'm meant to do. Then you zoom in, do a boosted below here. Very awkward camera angle. Zoom in on this bright patch, turn the camera, double jump spin, attempt to punch out. If you fail, you just save load. You can punch out of that door. And then you just go to this mirror directly. But if you have to save load, you just go like so. Boost it across here. Interesting. Connect this mirror. Here you just punch down to the fisherman.
Nothing to talk about. Them monsters patrolling the ocean took a bite out of me fishing rig. And now they're gobbling up me catch. No matter what I try.
Thank you for the sub, Erasmi.
To catch a single fish in this river.
18 months, man. What the fuck?
It's your breath.
You think you can do better?
I really appreciate it.
Scooping up river fish with a tiny net. I'll give you a power cell.
That's a year and a half.
You can catch 200 pounds of them.
It's a long time.
And then I'll let you and Shrimp here use my speedboat to get to Misty Island. You want to try the challenge?
And then you do fish,
There are two
unsurprisingly.
types of good fish to catch. 1 pound fishies and 5 pound fishies. If you miss 20 pounds of good fish, then I'm gonna take me net back from you.
So fish
There are
is weird
poisonous eels in this
because
river.
it probably
Catch even a
should
wild buggers, and you'll poison the whole darn catch.
be manipped. I say probably should be with great confidence. But yeah, it's odd. Like this feels manipped potentially. Maybe not. I don't know. guess it's not manipped. So yeah. Fish is fish, as always. It's either good or bad. And you live with it. Well, this is good fish anyways. So yeah, if you're not doing the blue eco door clip, you're gonna be one cell short up until basin. So keep that in mind if you're looking at a run of mine for the cell count.
Steady, boy. Hold steady. You're almost there. You did it. You caught
I did it
200
indeed.
pounds of fish.
Alright,
Advance
so
our landlubbers.
there's a new strat here that I haven't actually done in a single run yet.
And you can use my boat in the village
You
dock.
also don't have to do it, and if you fail it, there's no real like setback. So first off, you want to do a rocket up here. You can do it with a crouch or a punch. I like doing it with a punch. Oh my lord. Like so. That was a very high one. Didn't even need the zoom. You want to get these orbs, and you can get a water roll jump there. Go through these orbs. And here's the new strat. I failed it. So you can pause and triangle on the same frame like you would do a pause buffer, and then save load, and it skipped this cutscene. If you don't get it, you actually want to swim out and yet again dive because it's faster. And then you just go to boat as you would. Misty. Misty is kind of just easier than in every other category ever. You don't have to worry about cycles at all. So you get Muse. And then here, you're going to want to roll jump sort of towards spawn. Like that. And then just climb up this wall with some round pounds. Be careful with this box, because if you break the green eco crate, it'll overlap the scoutfly and you lose 16 seconds. Here you do this usual boosted. If you're fast here, you're going to want to be careful, because the green eco from the lurker is still there, as you can see. Oh, well, I guess I can show the backup while I'm at it. So you jump on this, you high jump, spin, and then you get up. You want to go over here again. Be careful not to break or to kill the lurker on top of the scoutfly, where things get awkward real quick. Get up here. Again, make sure that this guy isn't just like bothering you. If something like this happens, you can just spam like circle and you kill him, so you don't take damage that you don't want. Here, these 5 orbs pretty quick. Oh, get the cell. You don't necessarily have to do this, but like I said, doing the route that I actually do. So the roll jump is in action. Do a boosted spin here to skip getting the checkpoint. These orbs pretty good for your health. Get these orbs. Get these orbs. So you're gonna want to be on 1 health on the zoomer. So if you get on 3 health to the barrels, just go reckless. And then once you get on the zoomer, take a hard right. Get these 8 orbs here. Some of these orbs. Crash into the scoutfly, it's the last one. Take a left. Jump here, and the next guy should be pretty conveniently placed for a death warp back to the first checkpoint. And then you're out of here. I'm splitting entirely out of habit. Make your way to Mayor's Hut. And then you get the 2 cells from Mayor.
What a wonderful sight! I thank you. The entire village will thank me. Boys, you have restored power to the village and guaranteed my re-election. And for that, my boy, you've earned a power cell. So, you want to make a contribution? Good.
So yeah, as you can see on my splits, I have some orb counts put down. Out of Misty, you want to be around 125.
This power cell adequately represents my gratitude.
So I should be left with about 35. 34. Not the end of the world. You get these scoutflies as you would in every category ever. Here you have a scoutfly box, close to, very close to green eco crates. So you're gonna want to like stand on the edge of that, L1 and square, and you should be good. You don't need those orbs. Kind of looked silly that I went toward them and then didn't get them, but whatever. Scare the pelican. And climb the tower. And you're gonna want to shoot all of the boxes. Hello. Yep. So you can learn lineups, or you can go off feel. Probably better to learn lineups. As you maybe could tell, I go mostly off of feel. Get these ones, go on the beach. Try to get all of them. And go get this one. You want to get the orbs on the steps here. Again, you want to get all of them, but I'm bad at the game. Don't mind those orbs. Then you get over here. You can do like an extended uppercut or whatever you choose to do there. Work your way up here. Here you can just break the box, leave the fly. Now, no eco cloggers require some practice, especially for curved roll jumps. You're basically just doing curved roll jumps off the edges of these, and then you don't get the green eco that they shoot. Like I said, I'm not gonna go too in depth, so I will help with the trick, but I won't spend time here going over that. Go up here. Gonna want to have these orbs. I keep missing one, like, everywhere. Don't miss one. Get all of them. Get this cell. Doesn't matter if you scare the birds there or later. And the reason we left the scoutfly earlier, which doesn't make all that much of a difference, is that we go back there again. So like I said, it kind of just saves frames. Surprisingly, I missed a single orb. My spacing wasn't good. So yeah, the Sentinel route is a bit of back and forth. Go up here. Awesome. And then you just get flop flip.
Good job. Now meet me down here by the egg. Oh my. I hope the poor dear's okay. Here's the power cell for your valor.
And that's pretty much hub 1.
No.
It's very much not hard. If you don't do blue eco door clip. It's basically the only difficult thing in hub 1. Green eco cloggers, like I said, take some practice. But once you understand curved roll jumps, you'll be fine. Get the last scoutfly here. And like so. Small thing, if you did get the punch out of blue eco door, you have to save load here. I myself have to just load because I failed the punch out of there.
Oh, my muse!
Return to Muse.
Oh, you really are the best. Here, take this power cell. I won't need it now that I have my inspiration back.
And then you go get the scoutfly cell into the farmer cell. Just Sandover cleanup.
Ah, well done, my boy. You actually got those flea bags back into the pen. Now I can sleep in peace. Take this power cell for your trouble.
Fire Canyon, pretty straightforward. Each orb crate gives you 10 orbs. So you'd think you want to get all of them because that's a lot of orbs. But there's one you kind of just want to leave behind. It's between 2 green eco crates, and at least I'm bad to the point where I will very often get those green eco crates.
So keep a lookout for jumps to
keep you off the hot ground. I've also released several blue cooling balloons you can use to drop the shield's temperature quickly. Oh, and when you get across,
There's also
don't
not
forget to
like
activate
super
the
many
teleport
spots.
gate in the Blue Sage's lab.
Where getting
Then we'll be
orbs
able to
required for
teleport
this
over and meet you.
loses you
Good
all
luck.
that much time. So the orb route that is currently being used works out pretty well. You don't go out of your way too much for orbs. I might try to find a good way to get this one right here. That's the one you want to leave behind. At some point, but right now I don't really worry about it. Right, ignore my split names. First things first, very typical hub to beginning. You get the fly by the hut and then do Blue Sage cutscene skip. Whoops. And then you actually want to go to Gambler.
Oh, no, not another hero. I lost my short on this so-called hero's been fighting.
This is the calm before the storm.
Trust me.
There's about 3 minutes of just like mostly cutscenes. Well, 2 minutes after Blue Sage.
Bring me 90 orbs to get me back on my feet and out of this barrel, and I'll give you a power cell in return. And if you're game, I do have one more bet online. My big comeback. Beat the record
It doesn't
line,
actually
get me
matter
200
all that
Precursor
much,
basin, and I'll get a pretty payoff.
but
then,
I've heard to
I'll
not
give
get
you
any
another
of the
power
Gambler
cell.
cells here. Want to get the Scout Fly. Interesting. That's the first. You don't want to do that. So yeah, I prefer to not get any of the Gambler cells there myself, and then get by the Geologist cell.
Hey, we're the ones on a big quest here. We ask you for help.
Well, perhaps we can help each other. I've been studying the burrowing habits of lightning moles. In the
You go back to
Precursor
Gambler
basin next to our
anyway,
village for
and the
years.
reason you talk to Gambler there in the
Now
first
those
place is
awful
just to
lurkers have
unlock
scared the moles to the surface.
Dead Man's
Since they're
Gorge.
blind as bats, they can't find their way back underground. If you could herd them back into their burrowing tunnels, you might just save their lives. I've got a power cell that says you can do it.
Yeah, lightning moles. We care. Maybe for 2 power cells.
Nice try. But I would be willing to part with another power cell if you two find me 90 precursor orbs for my research equipment. Fair enough?
So yeah, spam circle here.
Oh, you have the orbs. Here's a power cell we agreed upon.
And now your main concern in Basin is just that you end up with enough orbs for the Oracle. It shouldn't be an issue, but if you're like really under-orbed, it might get tough. So first things first, moles. Moles require like years of practice for them to sometimes do what you wish, like so. The only thing you do here is moles. So on the YouTube video, you can just, you know, fast forward this bit. Because this is not a good tutorial for moles either. I got pretty lucky. Okay. So that could have been worse, but it could have been a lot better as well. After moles, you want to go up here and get this scoutfly. Because you don't come here again within the route itself. Be careful not to take that blue eco. Be careful not to hit those boxes. It's very tempting when you're on the zoomer to get some blue eco to go faster, but if you haven't figured it out yet, you're not allowed to do that in this category. Here, you gotta be a bit careful, because you got blue eco right there. You can take that way further out. You've got like 7 seconds to spare in this race to make it. Like this is probably gonna be like a low 38. Yeah. Take a very hard left turn here, because that wall's broken. And then you do purple rings. Interesting. I missed one orb again. That's gonna end up totaling like 15. If out of every bunch I just miss orbs. You don't want that scoutfly yet. It'll barely end up saving time if you just skip that scoutfly. And you'll see why at the end of basin. So yeah, as you can see, you don't have time to get the scoutfly there, just barely. You can't really see from that, but just take my word for it. And then you just get this out. Now, the rest is pretty straightforward, but you gotta be really careful. And again, there's 10 orbs in these crates. And behind each crate is a green eco box. Because why not? So you want to jump over all of them and just hit the orb crates. Looks like this. You just basically gotta hold the square for a bit in the air. You'll get a feel for it to control the zoomer properly. So this is why you don't get the scoutfly during rings. You pause into it. And then we just go talk to Geologist.
Thank you for saving
Because
those
we
moles.
saved
That's
those
awfully
moles.
good of you. Here's a power cell to help you out. Now I can get back to my research.
Hi, Lucas. Same, bro. So as you can see, you definitely have enough here.
For it has twisted the fate of one of you. Bring me 120 precursor orbs for each power cell I contain.
And get both of these.
There is another power cell for your quest. For your sacrifice, I offer you a power cell.
Boosted towards LPC. Now the cutscene's still in the bubble, as always. In Blue Sage cutscene skip. So just don't trigger it. The game's really trying to make me trigger it. You can do this swag boosted there if you're better than I am. Elevator, skip, death warp. So about these flying dudes, aka Larrys. This first one, if you punch, you're good. It drops eco. But all the rest that you'll see later on in the level, they instantly give you eco. And that's bad. So you gotta be careful not to kill any of the Larrys. This one especially can be really annoying. I'd rather just take damage than challenge Larry. Here, if you're under-orbed, you can get some of the orbs around the room. I am not. I am very good on orbs. Oh, just kidding. I wanted that one. So before coming to these buttons, you can get some orbs around the place. If you're short, but shouldn't have to. Get the cell as usual. Get this cell as usual, and then you just do puzzle skip. If some of these crates here are broken, you can utilize that. Get some free orbs. Okay. This is an annoying spot. I gotta be quick. Hello? There you go. Okay. It's coming up. Piggyback, which you're probably used to. Low eco should never be your first category. Into button clip. Now, button clip is something you only do, as far as I know, in this and orbless. I believe it's currently the latest clip found in LPC. Went overlooked for a pretty long time. Not that it also just like has that much use. So you can do it without the button press, but you want to press this button. I like to turn my camera so I can just see this last pillar, and as soon as I can see it go down, I just jump, spin. I like to ledge grab, tap back towards the edge, and then punch. Lab it out. Here, you load. Now you want to align Jak's heels with this line, roll jump forward, and walk down. This is not because it's difficult to control a Jak on the slide, and you might accidentally grab some of these green eco droplets from these crates. It's because there is a spinner enemy that spawns in at the bottom when the room spawns. And because you're on the slide, the game auto-targets those green eco droplets that you see on the top right. The enemy spawns on crates, so it breaks them. And then the game thinks that you broke a crate, so it auto targets the green eco to you because you're on the slide. That's a horrible explanation. But basically, that's why we can't just slide down. You can avoid all the crates on the slide, but that one enemy just spawning on that crate ruins everything. Here, I have a lot of orbs. but these are also just good orbs to get. Pause buffer this. Load. You want to punch back, roll jump, high jump towards this crate, double jump onto this one, double jump, zoom in, and save load. We now have the checkpoint for the beginning of LPC. So save loading just puts us up there. It is quite strange, but we do not complain. Okay, Boggy. When I, at the start of this, talked about replacing some cells with purchasable ones, Boggy's definitely a contender for something that you either practice a ton of, or you just replace. Credit to HS Blue for finding that new spot to avoid getting eaten by the shark. Unless... Okay. That is very strange. Maybe don't do that. Okay. So yeah, something just went wrong. Do not do that. Do the regular fish skip. Don't do that either. Apparently going too far right there is not good. So yeah, I'm intentionally not breaking this. So here we're gonna do a bit of a clip. Punch there. You want to take damage. Oh. You don't want to start zoom walking before your iframes are over. You zoom walk under here. Oh, I'm gonna have to be careful here, and then you die to the rat. Make sure you actually die in the slough, so you get no Daxter cutscene. Then you go backwards into Boggy. The orbs you just saw to my left on the bridge thing, they're optional if you're under orbed. That's awesome. You really don't want to take damage here. Here's something to practice as well. There's a spot right about there where you don't take damage. Be careful here not to take damage and or eco. Go over here. And then double roll jump through the mud to fall flat. And these orbs. Do a sneaky little jump off that. Missing orb yet again. Alright. So this is where shit gets real. I remember having 188 orbs here in my PB. I had the same exact amount of orbs. Okay, so this clip, oh, that's embarrassing. I should not be failing this. Awesome, dude. So this clip requires a lot of practice, as you can tell. I've practiced this a lot. I'm still bad. I'm really bad. The way I like to do it is run against that pole. Sure, that works. Lab it out. You'll figure it out. Jump over here. Get these orbs. Also gives you this checkpoint in case you die. Or grab eco. Well, that's ridiculous. You want to jump on this instead of punching it, because you might jump or punch the green eco. Great. Here, this is a very satisfying sequence of movement. And then you ground pound here. This bit, again, very difficult. You can check Burke Maverick's PB for an alternate strat to get this scout fly over here. Be careful with ground pounding, because if you ground pound downwards, there is eco that you will get. Ground pound through the wall here to get that scout fly with the extended hitbox. Oof, that was almost bad. Go to the left here. Don't go that far left. That's embarrassing. Okay, well, I'll just explain what you would do. So you'd come here on flut, obviously. Actually, I should have taken damage. Watch my PB instead for that, I guess. And then you break those crates with flut, and then you go out. And then you break this box with flut. And then you death warp in the water. You want to actually get the cell before talking to Gambler here, because for some reason it takes ages for a Gambler to load. And then you get both of his cells.
I knew that time record would fall. Now here's your power cell, and I'm gonna go collect my big payoff. Whoa, yeah! These orbs will help me win my way back out of this barrel. Here's the power cell, I promise.
Right. So now you just do boulder skip. Excuse me. So, you could do first phase claw skip. That is a possibility. However, I myself recommend deload instead. I'm glad, Sobek. And then you just do idle deload. So these orb crates shouldn't actually be here. You should get those on flat instead of dying on flat. But unfortunately, as it stands, I'm not good at the game. Very sad. Okay, now Mountain Pass. Like I said, there's some tricks that you can't really replace. Vent jump in Mountain Pass is one of those things. I highly recommend doing the following. Punch on the zoomer, hit circle, and save load. No, don't load, just save. Now, Mountain Pass requires practice. There's a scout fly that's very tricky, and then there's the vent jump. Technically, you could even skip the scout fly and then just like come back for it, but that's really slow. So you want to just practice it, really just make sure that you've got it down. You also just don't want to miss those 3 orbs, but you also don't have that much time to mess around, so you need to be quick with what you do. So here's the scout fly. You want to break and get that. As you can see, the green eco crates are very close. Now I like to do some like corner cut jumps over the pits. And here's vent jump. So vent jump, it's, again, you need to lab it out, but I like to slow drive here, face the wall, and hold R1 through my jump. It looks pretty simple when done correctly, but it's you'll be very surprised by how much you'll be getting the eco when you first try that. One of the most important things is that you don't just tap R1. You actually hold it through the jump for max height. And that's Mountain Pass. Now, I'm somehow under-orbed by 10, but that's not too dramatic. I know exactly how, because I didn't get the last orbs in Boggy. So yeah, being over-orbed isn't a bad thing in this, because things can just go wrong, and then you're unable to get, like, 15 orbs suddenly. Thanks for the luck. So, you know, be careful not to get the eco here. You know the deal. And then you do the usual for backwards cell. Take the death warp. Alright, spider cave coming up. First though, you get the scout fly down here. You clip into the hut from the bottom. And then you do red sage. Again, low eco shouldn't be your first category, so you should be comfortable with that trick. You can leave each and every scout fly on the way here. Behind. Including that one. For reasons we will find out. So don't uppercut spiders. They give you eco instantly. All other attacks are fine. We get dark ego crystals. Here you can do this. I believe this was found by a flute. And then you go down here. You load out. And then you go to robot room. Here, you break the scout fly. And then you get up there without eco with a, I like to do a ground pound high jump. This spot is incredibly laggy. As you can see, it just about eats inputs, sound, whatever it wants. There you go. I love that it's just not even giving me sound effects. Pretty much the best way to do this is go up here, do the boosted, and then do a boosted back. You're going to be doing that anyway, and that's the most comfortable I am. And then you want to do this exact sequence on the poles. You go down, you single jump here, jump, jump, let the full spin, let go, jump, let go, jump, ground pound to this corner. That is the fastest way to get all of those orbs. Then you just exit. Free running boosted here. Double tap zoom, punch in the dark eco. You can punch over here. That's just for the orbs. If you're super over orbed, you probably don't even have to do that bit. Go over here. Back at it again with missing one orb. that one. Depends on cycles. Probably can't exactly replicate what I just did most of the time. Almost fell in the dark eco there. Dark cave. The number one thing is just don't die here and don't get eco off that spider. I personally prefer having light for this bit. Can do it without. Oh, well, that was a waste of time. High heap. Alright. And that's Dark Cave. If you have full health, you can just fall down. Double tap zoom. Otherwise, you have to spin. You take 2 damage. And then you take a death here. Roll jump. Not in that direction. You can roll jump, punch, roll jump perfectly. I did not have good spacing just then. Get this last one. Now, there's a few ways to get to the next power cell. You want to start with a boosted. To this platform. You can just ground... Oh. Okay, well, this is the safest way. Is to just go over here. I recommend that. You can ground pound high jump into a spin at the top. But something about that just... Oh, it's kind of weird. Then you get this. As long as you have 2 health, you can just spam square. You'll fall down. Double tap zoom. And that's Spider Cave. Kind of. Oh yeah, it's Spider Cave. No spoilers. Here, it doesn't really matter what you do. Or what order you do this stuff in. But I personally like getting these ones and then going to Snowy. Pretty much heap. It's more of a commentary / explanation. I'm not going in depth with anything. By the way, that was an extremely clean spider cave that I just had. I don't think I made like a single mistake outside of climbing up Robot Room. That was slow. Alright, so Snowy. Get orbs. Glacier troops. Which are these guys on the pounding machines. Okay. So, as you can see, there's eco on the ground. You want to ledge grab over here, stay ledge grab for a bit, and that's unfortunate. I don't know if I can make this. I cannot. That makes it a lot harder. Doing these without eco is really tricky, and I don't even myself have a full understanding of how they work. But you need to get them to not target you. And then they're in that like startled state. That's when you want to hit them. This might work. Yep. Like that. Oh my god, I missed. This is definitely not working. It did not. This first one is easily the most unreliable. I can very consistently hit the rest. Okay, so that's what you want to do on the first go. That was horrible. Don't do what I just did. Again, just... if I fail something in this, just... look at my PB instead. So the second one's a lot more consistent. The way I like to do it is come here, kill these enemies first. Then get the drop down cell with the method you have chosen as your preferred one. There's a billion ways to do that. Then you punch, like, not there. Why do I not have the checkpoint? That's really weird. That should never happen. And I do not have any clue why that just happened. Okay, well, I should get it here anyway. So, how did I... Whatever. So this is what you'd want to do after spawning in. They're giving me a really rough time. It worked out. There you go. So I should have had this checkpoint in the first place. I have no idea why I didn't get it. Because I went down there and everything. Alright. This snowy is just a complete mess. And I do apologize. I'm pretty sure my PB has... My PB does not have a good one. Has a minute of time save. Awesome. If you don't get the 2-frame rocket uppercut thing, you just do this as usual. And for this, you want to break this box. Go over here. Stand here, not like that. You want to stand on the far side. You want to make sure that this guy's chasing you for a bit. Let's not fail the third one. You clip flop out. So he's right there. You just do this. And there you go. So the third one and the second one are usually fully consistent with the methods that I have discovered. The first one just sucks. Get all of this stuff. Jump here. And then you just go get the cell. So as always in Snowy, you want to be careful with Fluff-Flut. Don't want to die on Fluff-Flut. That's the last thing you want to do. You can get as much of those orbs as you need. The ice guy was really chasing me. Get up here. Be safe and just jump on this. Works just as well. The cell cutscene skip without eco. And then ice pillar. Pretty straightforward. Just if you kill enemies, you gotta be careful not to pick up their eco, you know, standard stuff at this point. It's looking like I'm slightly under orbed. Keep in mind there's 6 in the cave, in the volcanic crater. There's not quite 11 here. I'm very surprised by what I just did, but okay. So I'm just gonna jump across here. Oh, there you go. Are there 5 here? There are 4. Whoops. Did I leave any here? I did not. Let's go here. There you go. Ignore that. But this, no, gondola skip. This is a different gondola skip that you would usually do in like a 72 cell category, because you'll see. You do this, And then, without touching the camera, you want to wrap around to the right. Land here. What you can already do is just go down here and get up. This way you get the correct checkpoint. You can do that any stage here. And then you do that. Oh. For some reason the hitbox wasn't enough. Then I started scratching my head. And now that we've already like did the back and forth, we can just jump down here. And then you go cave. Bonk. And that's snowy.
I think we got visitors. You think, Willard? Howdy, strangers.
So that was awful.
Us too. Well, we gotta be moving on. Nothing I see here.
You should definitely refer to something else. Actually, I'm gonna do something. I just decided. I'm going to record a snowy IL. I'm gonna do snowy practice on stream after this. And I'll just link a good snowy IL in the description of the video.
Where have I heard that before? Hey, how do you two geniuses expect to get that big gem out of here anyway?
Well, smarty pants, we got 12 more years of digging to figure that out. Gordy, wouldn't it take less time if you dug too? Oh, all right already. Here's a power cell for those orbs of yours.
So yeah, in the description we're gonna have a good snowy to go off of. Instead of whatever the fucking garbage that was.
Oh, all right already. Here's a power cell for those orbs of yours. Oh, yeah, I got it this time.
I have a great controller. Slightly stuck, I would say.
Power cell. Yeah.
My left analog stick has experienced a lot.
No more power cell.
So yeah, just load out of here after getting all 4. And then you can swag out and get that with the boosted. And then you go to lava tube. Right. So, the barrier to completing an 8 eco run.
With enough power to stand up to this lava. But the shield still has a limit. It will now withstand temperatures up to 800 degrees, but no more.
Thanks, Nate.
So keep an eye on your gauge.
The barrier to completing a low eco run is actually in lava tube. Up to this point, there's a lot of optional stuff. You know, you can do clips, you can do cool tricks to get some cells without eco. But when it comes to lava tube, there's something that you actually just fully have to do to skip eco. There's no other way. You can't get alternate cells because it doesn't have anything to do with power cells. You just gotta do it. And that is orange skip. Now, orange skip isn't all that difficult once you have it figured out. Figuring it out, however, is the difficult bit. Watch out for those eco blobs right there. You don't want those. Now, orange skip happens at oranges, unsurprisingly, and I will hopefully nail it first try. So you jump at this bit. I did not get it first try. That is royally embarrassing. That is horrible. The nerves. And then I'm way too far out. This was going so well up until the ending here. Okay. There you go. So that's what you do. You jump at that point. You get a feel for it. And then you just control jack to the left and then back to the right. And you win. I'll link every single low eco related tutorial resource in the description of the video with the snowy IL. I'm pretty sure Ra has an orange skip tutorial. Completely ignore that just happened. Like, just don't imagine I jumped past that. I just, yeah, don't get that eco, okay? There's my commentary for that. Because we've got more important things to worry about. I just zoned out entirely. Okay, you do Citadel skip. As you do Citadel skip. Now, this split is called blobfish because there's a strat found by Martian blobfish where you do a very interesting clip into a death warp combination right here. You want to spin about there, and then you want to spin again slightly earlier than I just did. There you go. And then hug this bit. And then once the bottom turns black, you start holding forward. No. That was really dumb. And I said earlier. I meant later. So there you go. Now you start holding forward. Towards this corner, that is. That's forward. And then you spin. And then you die to the left side here. And then you're at final boss. You want to die again. 10 times total. I did not count. Let's say that's 5. I'm sorry. I'm very much just zoning out for no reason. The reason we're dying is to trigger a handicap the game makes the boss easier. This should actually be the first eco you get, not the one in Lava 2. And that's the second one. You can go or you cannot go for 1 frames. That's entirely up to your choice. So here you gotta be careful because these guys drop green eco. So you're only allowed to get 2 of these ones. Okay, this is actually like, I got really lucky here with where these eco things are. So I was actually able to just get to the jump pad super quickly. Normally that would not be the case. You would have to wait for those to despawn. Just know that. Don't go for that, what I just did. But I saw my opportunity and I went. So yeah, only one there. Since I got the one frame, I'm going to get a quick shot here. Only one yellow eco here as well. And you want to get really close and then just spam square. There you go. Low eco final boss actually takes a good bit of practice. Because if you run out of low eco, you're just stuck. You can't continue. With a god spawn, this might be 114. Which is kind of funny, because it's gotta be like my best D-Rust run. And I've stopped in a few spots to show things. Alright, so that's low eco. Commentated tutorial. Whatever you want to call it. 115 flat. What a nice time to get. So, that's that. This is going on YouTube. So, any questions in the comments, I will make sure to answer. Check the description for everything that could possibly be related to this. And yes, that is indeed it.